Hello, everybody. Oh, I forgot to bring up the exciting news. Let me see if I can find it. It's related to the title of the mod, or the stream. There we go. So, I'm a big fan of the GPS mod, and there is an update for the GPS mod. Yesterday, I was up till at least 11:30 at night, so I decided to do a contract. I decided to harvest this field, and it's 13.9 hectares, 14 acres basically. And so I borrowed equipment, and of course it comes with GPS mod. And then there was a bug where if you had GPS mod, if you saved and quit the next time you loaded your game, you wouldn't have GPS mod for the borrowed equipment. But it looks like they updated that. So right here it says fixed loading the GPS modular for save game on mission vehicles. So with that, hopefully I don't have to stay up super late now. So I always made that mistake of taking a contract and then being like, crap, I can't save and quit and go to bed because I won't have GPS. So yeah, it seems like they fixed some stuff on here, so hopefully it works better. I am definitely excited about that. So I should have just waited a day to do this harvest and I wouldn't have had a problem. I have a very small fertilizing contract, I think, for this field here, right by our farm. It's not worth much, but it's right there. And then I think after that I'll just sleep till the next day. So hopefully this all works out now. I don't have to redo any tracks or anything with the update. I did a test map yesterday to see this honey production building that I want to do. I was testing this out. And it seems just like a factory where you get some of them, I don't know if you can see there you go, the yellow. You'll get some of it outside, like a greenhouse basically. Right, the greenhouse here. And then you'll get storage on the inside, like the greenhouse as well. And it works out to, I think, roughly 75 pallets of honey that you can save. And it costs $48 a month or whatever. So I'm like, that might be worth it. It will look really realistic. It's kind of cheap building for 15 grand versus most factories being like 100 grand. So it's something I'm probably going to place on the farm. Store the honey there. You can distribute the honey to factories, or you can sell it automatically, just like a factory or production chain. So glad somebody came out with that. Definitely has me excited to try it out. So the calculations of it says 75 pallets, but you can store, I think it was like 12 of them outside, so I'm not sure if that's included in the storage number or not. I have to do a little bit of testing with that. Right now I have like 36 pallets, I think. So 75 is about what I need for a year's worth of honey. But if I have cereal production factory, then I won't need a big storage anyways. see when I add that to the farm. I kind of want to add it to that field 38 there. Thinking more about putting some sheds and stuff there. Combining field 38 and 39. I might combine field 41 and 42 here in the long run, but I don't think I'll put 40 in it. I think 40 I'll keep as a grass field. See if this finishes the contractor, if I have to do a little bit more on the side there. Nope, there we go. So I didn't plant this field here, or did I? I don't think I did. I think I was going to do it tomorrow. Yeah, that's empty right now. I'm going to plant wheat or barley here. And this should be ready tomorrow. My corn. Who says my corn should be ready right now? Doesn't look ready to me, but it might be. Let's go take a look here. If so, then I don't want to skip through to the next day. Who says it's growing? Oh, I look at the wrong line. I'm looking at oat. Okay, corn is down here. In October. So then, once my corn grows, I can plant wheat or barley on that field. Let's put like barley here, wheat here, leave this empty for the spring. That might be what I do. I'll buy field 42 eventually. Right now it has sugar beets on it, so I can't harvest it without a contract. Or releasing equipment, which I don't want to do. I went to go down that one. So I got, I think it was 23 or 24 grand from harvesting yesterday, plus how many liters of sorghum did I get? Yeah, I got, I want to say just over 50 grands. 50,000 liters of extra sorghum from that field. Which is way too much, but I'm not gonna complain. It'll feed my chickens for a few years. I might sell it, maybe not. Hi, America. I don't think I took the money from this contract yet. I still have to do that. I wish the camera wouldn't do that. It used to be a mod in FS19, so it wouldn't cut out that weird in sheds. I don't think there's anything I want to sell right now anyways. Eggs are November. I have quite a bit of those. December for all this stuff. this is where I want to go. I'm like, okay, collect the money. Till the next day. Didn't make much in property income on this one. They're doing some contracts to offset that. Oh, I didn't look and see what was on used vehicle sale lately. Nothing special. Oh, lots of contracts. Anything I want to do. 21, I think, is up top still. That field. 22 grand. 23 grand almost for cultivating. Oh, cultivating that big field again. Well, that might be the best thing in the world. Or the worst thing in the world, depending on if I want the money or not. Bar equipment. We'll do that one. 48 wants to be fertilized. That's right by us. We can do that. And field 47. So I can only take 3 at a time. So let's do those 3. Cultivating, fertilizing, and spraying. No, that didn't make a good potato head at all. I think you need to add some spaces. The eyes and lips to move them over. Let's take a look at the animals and stuff before I forget. Oh, look at that. I got more sheep. I have 50 sheep now. Yeah, I definitely have a problem with honey now. Well, I'll have to figure out what to do. Either sell some of those beehives or figure out how to store it. And also on my fields I want to work on as well. Be a busy September. Wish I want to take the partial pellets. Yeah, we're gonna have scrambled eggs at this rate. Why did I do that? Because I was gonna load it again. Move them over here first. Off the loading. There we go. It's not a good time of year to sell honey. I think that is March is the highest time of year. Right now it's September, so it's actually the lowest time of the year right now. So I definitely don't want to sell right now. I'll just get that building to store it in sometime. But now that I planted on the field, I have to wait a bit before I can do that plan. Move my scrambled eggs back. As long as it's within the yellow lines, it'll continue to do its thing. Oh, it's not letting me in the vehicle. There we go. Once I get the factory set up for cereal and stuff, I'll use the honey a lot. I'll save myself the problem by moving this personal one way over here so I can load these full ones. Getting quite a bit of the wool too. Might need another trailer for wool. I think the trailers are like $9 grand. Well worth it if I'm gonna do something like this. I don't feel like I would be doing the auto load if it wasn't such a buggy game without. That's quite a bit of honey there. Corn's getting pretty good. So remember to buy that corn header. Otherwise I want to forget. Let's check on the greenhouses quickly. Oh, they're decent for now, looks like. Seed one of my fields before I forget. And then I do some contracts maybe. What am I seeding? Let's do barley, but I don't have any barley. FS22 keeps track of what you do in a file. I don't know if I can easily find it. Yeah, and here. So for wheat, you keep track of each month what you do for wheat, barley, oat, how much you whatever you sell or store, and that reflects the price for next time. So if I always just did soybean, then the price of soybean would be bad. So I want to mix it up. Grow a little bit of everything. course, next month my grass will be ready again too. Quite a bit to do on the farm. Big enough now that I can keep pretty busy with it. Oh yeah, so they added different stuff like they said they would. I wonder if the snap will work. Nope, didn't work. Must mean something else. Well, how did I get off a GPS that quickly? Didn't touch anything. Interesting. Let's undo one of the settings. Let's turn that off. Well, I shouldn't have jumped like that to be off a GPS. Okay, now why are you not seating? Try it again. There we go. I always like doing a few head rows this way so I don't see down the other fields ruining things. So I combine these two fields, that is. I really wish my other girl could join these streams, but she's still at work, so it doesn't work for her. If I do them any later than what I do, then it messes up my dinner routine. That one I was definitely still playing at 11:30 last night. I could have done the stream, but that would have messed up my scheduling routine and people would have been confused. I definitely didn't want to be up that late, but I also didn't want to try to figure out the rest of the contract today without a mod working. To make it worse, I fell asleep like probably a little bit after midnight, and I woke up at 4:30. So quite tired today. Honestly, you got more sleep than I did. Maybe. Well, roughly the same, probably 7 to noon. I know I got about 4.5 hours sleep. I don't know what woke me up. It's probably living in the apartments. Our bedroom is right next to the hallway that everybody walks past, so it doesn't take much. People partying or walking around in at night. Dogs barking. It doesn't take much to wake us up. We're saving a whole bunch of money here. Like literally. We moved out and moved back in, we would pay a heck of a lot more for this place. It's definitely a good deal in terms of cost right now. So as much as the landlords annoy me, I do remember how much I'm saving. So I'd be on my best behavior. I literally think most people pay at least $400, if not $500 more for this apartment. So that adds up to be quite a bit. There's actually like a lot of shortage, no vacancy basically for rentals around here right now. There's people that move here and then move away because they can't find a place to stay or a house to buy. That's within their means. And good luck finding a place to store your stuff as well. I kind of mean kind of vague on what we pay versus other people. But it is a heck of a deal. We have a lot of tenancy rights up here, so I don't think we could get kicked out for talking about our price. But there is a clause that prevents us from... Basically, if we talk bad about the landlord or the apartments, we can get kicked out. So it's kind of vague, like, if we were to say we pay less and stuff, they might be like, oh, well, you're talking bad about our rent prices. Kick us out. Basically, they look for anything and everything to kick us out right now, because they don't make much money off of us. So as much as I don't like the landlords, I can't really say too much to other people about why I don't recommend living here and stuff, because I don't want to get kicked out. I have to figure out how to back this into that spot again. Backing up is not my A game in this game. Might not be too bad. So now I have to fertilize it. Roll it. I think my contract over here is fertilizing as well. So I can do that at the same time. Go down here and fertilize this field and this field. Kinda hard to see the lines when I go dotted. Change that. There, it's a lot easier for me to see now. I like the dotted bits and it's not so annoying when I stream, but I also have a problem looking at where to line it up. should make a GPS just for this width sometime, 15 meters. Do the contract over here in the other field now. Do the same thing as last time where I turn off part of the width over there. Field that I harvested last night was not a really good bonus yield on it. It had weeds and it wasn't rolled, it wasn't fertilized properly. I think it was only 53% yield on it. Extra or altogether, I don't know how they calculate that. Yeah, plus 58% on this one right now. Which isn't too bad, but I make more money on the higher harvest. Really hard to see that. I should really get one of those machines that have skinny tires and are above the sprayers like that. I don't think I can find one quick enough. These things. I should get one of those. But that's 489 grand for that big one. And 259,000 for the other one. Versus just having this machine. I think the width of those are actually 48.5. So that one's bigger. The one I have right now is 42 meters. Really wish they just put all this in alphabetical order. Really. Make life easier. Yeah, 42 meters. I didn't even notice that the first time, America. Contract finished. Do you like how that corn just moves like that? It's pretty cool. Collect the money before I forget. 5.5 grand for that, not too bad. Seeing if there's anything new I want to take. So I should finish this field here before I forget about it. To roll it and then put some herbicide on it. I don't have to do the herbicide today. I can wait till tomorrow when weeds actually show up. Should like to do it before I forget about it. I don't remember if I have this on grassland roller or crop. Let's take a look here. I think it's on grassland. I could be wrong. Nope, it's on roller. You're gonna see a slight difference here when I go between the bars in front of it for the grass. I really don't know how realistic that is, but I'll just have one tool that does two things. I think this adds 2.5% to your yield doing this. So it claims. With such a small number, I don't know if it really does or not. Makes me wonder in real life if you were to roll a field, how much of a difference it makes in crop yield. Like the numbers that this game says, how real are those numbers and percentages? You need to find a real farmer and ask. If that shadow means trains going past. Just a little patch there. See what it does when I go through it again. Chat's kind of quiet right now. I definitely like playing this game, but it's not more fun when I have people to chat with. Of course, I signed myself up for a bot. There. Got rid of the bot. Kinda ironic, I was talking about wanting people to chat, and then we get a bot. I think it missed a little bit on the edge there. The overlap seems a little weird on the left side. I'll just go back through and get that little bit, or I can ignore it. For 2.5%, it's not much. I think I'm gonna ignore that little bit. It's just not much for that. It's not worth the gas money. Doesn't even show up on here. Well, maybe if I do this. Yeah. And this around this edge I can't do anything about. I have to plow it and then it's a little bugged up. Here when I redesign the peel they'll do that. You can see here around the edge where it's not planted and stuff. I can't do anything about that little part of it. Hi Joey. Doing pretty good. It's early evening here, it's 5 PM here. I'm pretty good though. Tired but good. How about you? That's what I thought. Wasn't gonna get that little patch there. I didn't have to go get it, but it was kind of annoying if I didn't go get it. It does it to that spot every single time, and I don't get why. Must be the slightest change in elevation there where the roller doesn't work. Good to hear. So it's night where you are. I'm gonna assume you're probably on the East Coast then. Do you play FS22, Joey? Hi, Winnipeg. My husband grew up down by Winkler area. He lived a little bit in Roland, then he was over by Montel. Went to high school in Winkler. I have some friends in Steinbach. Good old Winnipeg. Been through Winnipeg a couple times, but haven't really visited much of it. I went to the zoo once and I went to a museum once. Since 13. Yeah, we have. Let's see, FS15. That's when we started playing it. We bought 15 right before 17 came out, like a couple weeks later. That was kind of a waste of money. Not doing research, knowing 17 was coming out right away. Are you liking 22 so far? This is multiplayer if you're on PC. On the weekend, we stream one that's kind of sort of console friendly. I agree, there's still some bugs to 22, but I think they added quite a bit. I heard there's a rumor to be a patch coming out sometime soon. I read yesterday there's like 1,000 mods waiting to be tested. Over 1,000. Pretty crazy. I saw there's a new map in testing. It's not new, it's just been converted. I really enjoyed playing it at 19, so as much as I enjoy this map, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for the mod to come out. Let's see if I can find. Always takes me a minute to find it over here. There. Well, this is everything in testing right now. I really want some potato storage and bale storage, like the auto storage. Really want that. Yeah, quite a bit. So they have 1,121 mods waiting to be tested right now. I don't know how many of them are 19 because we're still doing 19, but okay. The old stream farm is one I really like, that map. But I don't know. I don't see that for PC. Old Farm Countryside. Not sure if I'm familiar with that one all the way. Yes, I don't see the little stream farm for PC. Wonder what happened there. But yeah, I just Google Giants if you want to see mods currently in testing. This is what I kind of look at once in a while. I definitely would like storage for bales. I don't know if you remember that from 19. It would really tidy up the map. Awesome, yeah. A lot of people don't know about that list, so I try to mention it once in a while. So what map are you playing on right now in 22? I kind of like this one, but I can kind of just play on the lower half of the map right now. And it works out pretty well. I like a map like the Old Stream Farmer. It's meant to be smaller. That would be pretty well. Work pretty well for single player. So I usually enjoy it. Right about this one here. Okay, so playing Elm Creek. Or one like it, I guess. Well, you worded it. It could be a other modded one. Another one I'm looking forward to is a Michigan map, because that's gonna come out, and I'm from Michigan, so kind of excited for that. That one came out for 19, but on unofficial mod hub sites. I kind of enjoyed it. It was a bigger map though, but pretty flat. I played this one, and then on the weekends we play American Elm Creek one, and then we also play No Man's Land. I think the Alpine map is the one we don't enjoy playing on. Sounds good. Have a good supper, and thanks for joining. Well, it reminds me I have to think about what I want for supper as well. never fails to amaze me how the topic of food comes up when I stream. Or even when Juan streams, to be honest. I always mention food. Well, it would have only been a matter of time, I think. Hello, Milo girl. I was talking about you earlier. Nice to see you can join. How have you been? This makes it such a much better stream having Milo here. Such a good surprise. Ah, yes, you're affected by that big snowstorm. That makes sense. How bad is it where you are? Pretty bad, or? I guess you aren't used to snow there so much, so probably shut down your city quite a bit. And keeping my eye on that storm. Sister's in Texas, so of course they get the really cold temperature and freezing rain. And we know what happened last time with the power grid there, so hopefully they're doing okay. I think the storm went just south of my parents. I don't think they got affected. But then my friends in Manitoba did, so maybe my parents got a little bit of snow. They haven't said anything though. Have you seen them playing Favorites in America? I remember the chimney talk. I got my little space heater going myself. Keeping me nice and toasty. My utility bill went up $45 for last month. It got really cold here for that little bit. It's quite the increase. Okay, so it's not as uncommon in a way. 7 inches quite a bit with a lot of ice. The wind chills, oh boy. Snow drifts. So it sounds like quite the doozy though. Probably take a couple days for people to handle that. Just when you combine all the ice to that. I love how everything's mini. All I have left is that huge cultivating contract. Yeah, I like snow days like that, right? You love snow, you can just be inside, looking out at it, not have to go outside and deal with it. Last night we got a little bit of snow. It was kind of like a snow globe look to it. It was kind of pretty. And then I procrastinated today because I didn't want to go outside and clear off my truck. I was hoping it would melt. Oh yeah, definitely agree there. Definitely don't want to be outside in the cold for long. And if I do, I better come back inside to some tea or hot cocoa. I got these really awesome thermoses from David's Tea to keep my tea hot. And we've taken my quadding and stuff for the day, and it keeps them really hot. Really good deal. I'm not gonna like this tractor much. I'll probably only stream for about a half hour more. I usually like to get off at 6 o'clock my time. Otherwise I tend not to have dinner if I stream too late. It's important for me to get dinner for my medicine. But at least a half hour. I don't know if I ever asked you before, but have you ever had Mexican hot cocoa? Basically hot cocoa with cinnamon in it. Really good. It takes forever to get to field 26 over there. Definitely makes me glad I turned traffic off, because I don't know how I can be going down this street otherwise. I usually find the older the person is, the less they can tolerate the cold. I think it's just something to do with naturally how cold the body is for regulating temperature in the bones and all that. But yeah, I think you can make it yourself, or you can buy it. I don't know how common it is to buy it where you live. But it's pretty tasty. The ones that I buy here are kind of like chocolate pucks that you melt on the stove and milk. So it's not like a powder, but I bet you can make it with just a powder and add a little bit of cinnamon to it. Didn't turn soon enough there. My sister and I were talking about how climatized you get, right? She lives in Texas now, but from Michigan, and she went on holidays to a cold place and couldn't tolerate as much. So I'm like, it's interesting how you can grow up with that temperature, and that once you get used to where you move to, you can't go back to it. Let's see. If I do that. See if I can cheat by having this. That works. So to me, America, it seems like you're telling Milo to have a kid. Baby. I don't know. How else do you get a mini Milo? Yeah, exactly, Milo. I definitely know humidity plays a factor as well. Trying to plan my trip to Texas. I'm like, what time of year is less humidity, less hurricane, less tornado season, you know. Ah, see? Milo's thinking the same. Kind of ish. We used to have a subscriber on the other channel that we didn't know. We weren't close to at all like you guys. And she started pushing us for grandkids. I'm like, grandkids? Like, you don't even know us. Like, it was weird. And I called her out on it, and she packed her bags and left. I was definitely like, that's a sensitive topic. And what the heck are you trying to say? I need to have kids for you to have grandkids? It was just a really weird topic. This tractor is struggling. They gave me this tractor for this and it's struggling. Oh boy. Crawling at 6 kilometers an hour. Doesn't it? Oh, it was definitely weird. Oh, this is painful. Come on. It's pretty flat here, too. I don't get why he's having such a problem. There we go. I wonder if working the field the other direction would work better, even though it's longer this way. It might just be faster. Did he ever do that growing up with a magnifying glass and burn words and designs into wood outside of the sun? That's what I thought of when I saw the magnifying glass. I'm like, that was fun. Kind of dangerous if, you know, the kid doesn't know better, but fun. Ah, glad you were able to do that too. It's fun to do that. It's a good memory, right? I was just thinking about the other day, that memory, and then we used to have those rockets. The kits that you would just put together and we would just send them off. They were small rockets, like they didn't go very high up in the sky, but you could reuse them. And we used to send it over the roof of the house from the front yard to the backyard. That memory came up. It was kind of funny thinking about it. Occasionally it would land on top of the roof and then we would have to wait for it to rain to wash it down. It was one of those rocket kits that was set off somehow. I don't remember what we did, but it was fun. She'll try to find one. It's never too old to do that, right? I don't know where to find them nowadays. glitter pen. I was definitely that person that had glitter pens. A lot of them. Sounds good, Milo. Soup sounds really good. Now I want to ask what type of soup. See, Milo brought up food. Now I want food. I actually saw a picture today of tomato soup and grilled cheese. Like, that's a childhood memory too. I'm not a huge fan of tomato soup. I can eat like once a year and I'm fine. Just when that memory comes up, I feel like it. That pen doesn't sound familiar to me, but I'll have to think about that one if I know what it was like. Skip ahead 3 rooms here. I think I just had tomato soup way too much as a kid, but it's nowadays I don't have much of it. Same with like ravioli and stuff like that. It's really hard for me to eat that. Juan will buy it once in a while and I'm like, I just want one bite. And then I'm good. We don't eat that often, just to say. It's usually backup food for the semi. We don't have enough food or we're out for longer than we think. We always have canned food in the truck for backup meals. And there's only so much you can do for canned food. Oh yeah, the 4-way colored pens like that. I think mine was red, green, black, and blue maybe? That was like the most popular thing to try to get as a kid. For a little bit. I wouldn't say I had like at least 75 glitter pens. I would use them a lot. We would write notes back and forth in class. Or write notes in class and put them in each other's locker for later, you know. Mini beef soup. Stew. I don't have that very often, but it is tasty. One that I really like that I don't get very often is what is it? Corn chowder? Not the clam chowder, but like the other type of chowder. See, I can't even think of it because I haven't had it in a long time. I remember there's corn in it. Yeah, corn chowder, yes. I should find a way to make that homemade because I think I would really like that. I'm not a huge seafood fan, like clams. What else? I never had lobster, so I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know. I like a few different types of fish from the sea, but that's about it. Oh, green bean casserole. We had that growing up for Thanksgiving, sometimes Christmas, but we always had ours without mushrooms. I know some people put mushrooms in theirs, or cream of mushroom. A lot of us didn't like mushrooms, so we'd substitute that. I don't think I like crab, but I've only had it once, many years ago. And my problem is I had hermit crabs for pets growing up in high school. So I couldn't eat crab without thinking of my little hermit crabs. But now that it's been many years since I haven't had them, maybe I could eat that. Lobster I always want to try, but I don't know. If I can find it where I don't have to cook it, that might be okay. Yeah, I can't have mushrooms. I think we did just a cream of chicken or something, but maybe cream of potato? I don't know what we had in ours. I don't make it up here, because only I would eat it, but definitely a very tasty meal. I think my problem is I grew up with my mom hating anything to do with fish. Like, she would not eat it, she would not allow us to eat it. If she was around, she didn't like the smell of it. So, I was kind of sheltered from seafood. Like, I never got to try any of it. And now, Juan doesn't really like seafood. He'll eat fish and chips and that's about it, but I don't have anybody around me that wants to go eat seafood for me to try it. Yeah, Milo. I like my hermit crabs. I actually found them home. I had 2 of them when I actually moved up here, and I found somebody that would come get them and take care of them. I cared about them a lot. Nobody else in my house liked them because they grouped them out, but I think that made it more fun for me to have them as a pet. Because nobody else would want to do anything with them besides me. Yeah, well, if I had somebody to go out and try mini seafood with, I definitely think I would. I don't know if I'm a big sushi type of fan. I know some people here are, and apparently we have really good sushi in town. But, I don't know, raw meat, I mean, it's a different story. Well, the ironic thing about my mom not liking seafood is that for many years she worked at a fast food place that would have seafood, and she seemed to have no problem with that there. So, who knows? We always could go fishing. Like, I grew up fishing. I'm really good at fishing. I love fishing. But we could never bring home the fish that we caught. My mom didn't like the fish. But we would always have quite the adventure. Whole family, all 6 of us would go out, fish our fishing poles, and fish for the day. Oh no, she had this job like after I graduated, very recently. That's definitely not the issue there. What, they're not even mini Reese cups? Or just Reese cups? I guess they have to be bigger to be more filling, right? I actually had mini Reese cups yesterday. I actually want to get into fishing up here. I would have to wait until we get an RV though. I'll have room for a fishing pole. And I can get our license to go fishing. It'll be fun. I'm still eating the mini Reese cups that I bought before Halloween. That's kinda how long it takes me to go through a bag. Hi Michael from Texas. How's the storm down that way? You surviving? My sister actually lives down near College Station. Hope someday to visit her. Near alive, yeah. quite the storm down that way. So Milo, how do you fish for Reese cups? Would that be like not in water then? That sounds kind of gross, having a wet Reese's cup. Oh yeah, I'm expecting that to come. Like when it comes to Texas power grid, that's what's gonna happen, right? My sister relies on internet electricity for her job. She works at home on the computer, so it always sucks for her, but she's a manager, so her company doesn't like when she misses work. And they're not based in Texas, her company, so they don't seem to understand. Sounds good, Milo. Glad it worked that way. I said I was gonna get off at 6 o'clock, but we're having such a good stream. I'll do 15 minutes. 15 more minutes and I'll call it. Are you asking me, Michael, or everybody else in general? I was born in Michigan. I lived there, I don't know, mid-20s, and then I moved up here to British Columbia. And I've been here since 2008. I have family all over the US and Canada though, so I travel quite a bit. It's nice to have those free vacation spots to see all the family. Free room and boards. My husband grew up in Belize, Manitoba, and Ontario, and Mexico for a little bit. He's kind of lived all over the place. This tractor is a pain in the butt. I do not like it. I was just thinking the other day though, I think I was talking to Mark about it, it's been 2018, I think, since the last time I saw my family. It's been a few years. Not being able to cross the border for a few years has really put Damn Bernstein family. Yeah, it's pretty chilly. See, I understand Fahrenheit still, but it took me a moment. I had to go, okay, so that's Celsius and Fahrenheit, now that I know both of them. But if you were to ask my husband, he doesn't know Fahrenheit, so it's kind of funny. Definitely moving up here, though, I had to learn everything in kilograms instead of pounds, you name it, buying meat and food. We actually live in a pretty warm part of Canada, where I live. Very many degrees out. Let's see here. I have to convert this to Fahrenheit for you guys. We feel like 16 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Tomorrow is gonna be 34. So yeah, sticking around the 40s for the main part. See, for me, when I put it in Celsius, it feels like -9, 4, 5, 7. So when you say 3 degrees for me, Milo, it takes me a minute to convert that to Celsius and Fahrenheit. It means completely different things. Yep, 30 degrees is definitely pretty hot for us. Don't they, Milo? They're completely different, don't they? Definitely takes a while to get used to it. There's certain temperatures that match up or are pretty similar. But you definitely... I know, in my mind I find certain temperatures and I kind of eyeball it. Like I know what 10 degrees Celsius is in Fahrenheit and things. Like I just find certain temperatures can always remember to quickly convert. I remember our first trip after I moved to Canada, when we went back to Michigan, we drove and our truck only had kilometers per hour, it didn't have miles per hour, and we didn't have GPS. So I literally wrote out a conversion chart and taped it to our steering wheel. So when we drove through the states, my husband would know what to drive. Nowadays we don't have that problem because what we drive shows miles per hour and we have a GPS. It's always kind of funny first memory for me of our first trip back to Michigan and trying to figure it out. We ended up buying the GPS on the return trip home in Montana because there was no sales tax. And we are excited about having a little extra money left over from vacation to buy a GPS. And a lot of the cars up here have miles per hour in little numbers, but I do not know why. Do not have a clue why the truck didn't have it. My sister-in-law and her husband, they still refuse to buy GPS. They will go through like huge cities like Vancouver and still do it by a road map book. And it absolutely gets me, like, in a good way. Like, kudos to them, but it must get stressful. Traffic jams, making quick decisions about what roads to go down without GPS routing you. Yeah. I think it's pretty standard nowadays, but I really don't know why that truck we had didn't have it. But hey, we found a solution. That worked. I don't see why you would look at those numbers unless you had to use them. Like, we don't look at them unless we're in the US, and vice versa. 15 Fahrenheit would be so cold for you guys down there. So cold down there. And you guys probably got that ice rain down there. That's gonna make the roads even worse. Kinda makes you wonder though, if that's a new normal for you guys to get a cold front like that every year now. And how many years it's gonna take for people to actually do something about that power grid. And like up here in the new normal, there's lots of wildfires and droughts and everything. Completely changed our way of thinking and living up here for the most part. Many stars. Many gold stars, I mean. Hopefully you guys are okay though, Michael. Hopefully you guys will be able to stay warm and get through this. Oh, so is that quite abnormal for you guys? I know once in a while I know my sister's temperature, but it's usually complaining about the humidity down there too. I'm not used to humidity, so that one always gets me. We definitely got over 100 up here. That's where the fires destroyed a few towns and everything here. Got way too dry up here. 15 minutes now. I'm not done with this field, but I might just have to call it here soon. See how much longer I have on this. Yeah, quite a bit. I live in a valley called Okanagan Valley. It's kind of a desert, but not a desert. We are the warmest valley in Canada. We actually have cactuses and sagebrush and rattlesnakes. The abnormal things that you think Canada wouldn't have. We get all the snowbirds every year because we're pretty warm here. Our winters are very mild in the valley here. And we have lots of orchards and vineyards, so the area I live in British Columbia is very unique. We get very hot and dried up weather here. It makes it a tourist trap though. Everybody loves to visit here. And makes it expensive to live here. Yeah, we do. And then you go outside of the valley, like just up the mountain, and you'll get your moose and your lynx and your cougars and bears. So we get a mix of everything here. And one hike you can have to worry about cactuses and you have to worry about bears at the same time. It's something you don't picture together, but we have to worry about. Yep, Tornado Alley, yeah. That's something my sister had to adjust to when she moved there, is tornadoes and hurricane warnings. I agree, Milo. Tourist traps are expensive to live in. And we do have a mix of everything here, yep. We are America, yep. And the Cascade start very close by to me, though. The next valley over. We're on a mountain here, and a good day we easily see them from where I am. The type of weather we have here, we can easily, in winter, go kayaking on the lake here and go up the side of the mountain and snowboard or snowshoe and ski on the same day. The weather can be that different. Well, yeah, but exactly like Wenatchee area, right? Like, we're a lot like what you see in Dry Falls and everything down that area. It's pretty much the same feel to me when we go visit down in that area. I decided I'm going to stream until I finish this contract, and then I'm getting off. That'll be my final answer. I've decided what dinner is, so if I go a little bit longer, it'll be okay. totally agree, Marco. But like even taking Highway 14, right? You get Highway 14 is my favorite highway because of how different it is, how many different climates you go through just in 14. Even if we drive even a half hour north of us is a completely different climate. So you get farther up in elevation in the valley, and Penticton's in the bottom of the valley. So areas like Kelowna and stuff get a lot more snow, harsher weather, like thunderstorms and stuff, versus what we do. Tractor's struggling again. It says I'm 71% done here, so we'll see how long it takes this tractor to finish. I don't know if it's really worth the 23 grand though. Slow. Well, I think Milo, if you hadn't shown up, I probably would have called it a stream by now. Usually I'm pretty strict on getting off at 6 o'clock my time. We were doing pretty good until we got on this row and I was kind of slow again. Kind of hilly there. I definitely hope things will be well for you down there, Michael. Well, it sounds like you're saying goodbye early, Marco, so in that case, thanks for joining after leaving early. And like always, there won't be a stream tomorrow. Depending on when Juan gets home, there might be a stream tomorrow night. But once again, I'm not promising anything for Friday. You cannot rely on Friday night streams, but there may be one tomorrow. I think I know Juan's schedule enough right now if things work out that he might do it, but we'll see. It's a bummer, Milo. But I think we're gonna have a stream Saturday morning. I think we have plans. If all things go well. So I don't know if that works out to having to stream Saturday morning or not. But maybe. And then of course we should have our Sunday stream as well. So out of curiosity, Milo, do you usually work till like 11 o'clock your time, 9 o'clock your time? Just so if I were to plan extra streams or later streams, I would know. He's not too lost about it. Like, he usually converts it or asks me to convert it for Fahrenheit or miles. But being a truck driver, he's in the US often enough that he's kind of used to it now. Like, he has tools that convert it for him. I know Milo that you miss those streams, but after Juan works 14-hour shifts on Friday, it's kind of hard for him to come home after working 60 hours a week and 14-hour shift to come home on Fridays. And sometimes he just needs Friday night to unwind. He gets very short weekends. And like this week, he's been getting up at like 5 a.m. our time, so he works really long days. Okay, 11 p.m. your time. I'll keep that in mind. I don't know if I'll do streams that late, but if I ever decided to extra stream or something, then I kind of have a rough idea. 8:26 for you. That's what I was thinking. I have family in Pacific time zone with me. I have family in Central. I have family in Eastern. So I'm kind of good with my time zones and knowing what time it is where, for the most part. I don't know. The first time he saw that would have been many years ago, because he would have seen that in Ontario. Like, they don't use it there, but it's close enough to the States that you kind of would have seen it around there. Sorry to hear that, Mile. Yeah. Saturdays are kind of like a catch-up day, right? After working the whole week or going to school for the whole week, there's a lot to do on Saturdays. Kind of how it is for Juan, though. Like, after working all week, he needs Friday night and Saturdays to catch up on all the house chores and errands that he has to do. You have to think about when he has banking to do or anything like that, he only gets Saturday to do it. He roughly knows pounds. I think he can kind of do that because we weigh ourselves in pounds for the most part, even though the doctor's office does kilograms. But like, if I'm shopping for ground beef or whatever, we know roughly 400 grams what it is in pounds, right? So you kind of kind of get the gist of it. But quite often he just asks me to convert it. Or on the calculator we have a little conversion thing on our phone. Yes, Milo, there's quite a bit of mini errands we want done. When you're only home for a little bit of time, I have lots to do on the weekend. The weekends are quite busy. On top of that, he has to edit all those videos and everything and upload those as well. There's definitely a thing to a trucker's life. Like, it's not made for everybody. You have to really be able to handle long shifts like that and short weekends. Like, his shift's being 14 hours long. Like, that literally leaves him only 8 hours to sleep, right? Like, and that 8 hours includes eating dinner, showering, doing things like your paperwork and everything too, right? Like, it's pretty much work and sleep for 5 days and then coming home and having to do a lot more. Almost done with this field here. 92% it says. I think I'm gonna take your idea and have some soup for dinner. It's easy to make. Another thing, Michael, is of course we do like millimeters, centimeters, and meters, but a lot of what we measure is done in inches and feet. So he knows that type of measurement very well, especially for work with trucking and the lumber. You know, he has a 53-foot trailer, so he has to do a lot of measuring to know if the load's gonna work or not. And same with, even though we're in Canada, he is paid by mile, not by kilometer. So little things like that. I might have some Reese's for dessert, we'll see. I definitely need something more than sugar, though. This medication I have to take with food, so I always have to find something that's actually considered a meal. Last night I made myself homemade English muffins. English McMuffins, you could say. Yes, I definitely do. %, done. Almost done. It was pretty tasty. I don't eat eggs very often. I have a slight allergy to them. Intolerance, food intolerance, but I had some really good farm fresh eggs from my friend. I was enjoying them. And I had some really good cheese and bacon and English muffins. It's pretty tasty. I even bought those little silicone egg rings so I can make them in a round shape. There we go. Contract complete. I only get $19,000 after lease cost. Oh well. See? Field's all done now. I can't have eggs, like I have like a food intolerance, so I can have them when they're hard boiled, and I can have them if they're scrambled with a lot of milk. But any other way, unless they're baked into something, I can't have the eggs. And it doesn't matter if I just have the yolk or the whites. It's really weird. And it's actually round on one side, and if I flip it over, it's square. It's a pretty cool silicone mold. People say to use them for mini pancakes even. I'm like, oh, that's something to think about. Yeah, it's just one of the many things I can't really eat well, but the farm fresh eggs I seem to handle pretty well compared to store-bought. There is a difference. Yeah, I definitely want to make mini pancakes. Been a while since I made them. Well, here, I'll leave you with some sheep. Well, I'm so glad you were able to join Milo and everybody else. Really appreciate it. It was a fun chat. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Well, maybe tomorrow, but Saturday for sure, I hope. Well, I have lots of mini farm fresh eggs. Do you see the whole trailer of them? Be the dog. Look at all those eggs. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Milo. So, good night to everybody. Adios.